This can be your brand name. Don't worry, you can change this later.
Hi!
Once it requires you to create a
It's been
platform, your
so
team
long,
membership
right?
can go live. Even if
And don't mind the stuff in the background. I am trying to figure out. God, my camera is not tracking, but that didn't make it any better. But I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this traditional 9 to 5. Like, I am so sick of the 9 to 5, and I'm really not sick of it. I'm just ready to, do something different. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here saying that I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something, okay? And this is going to keep me accountable. I went to my YouTube page and realized that I have not uploaded a video in literally a whole year. Imagine that. But that's okay. That's okay. A lot has happened in a year. I'm not mad about it. I don't think there's enough of you there to be mad to make me mad at myself. I'm rambling because I don't even know. But you know what? The goal is to start somewhere. And that is what we are doing. We are starting somewhere. I guess I can give you a brief catch-up synopsis. I don't know if I look any different. Probably not. I don't know. But I haven't smoked in like so freaking long. God delivered me. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. That transformation was real. And when I tell you he transformed me, because every time I tried to quit, I was just smoking more. And so we thank God. I just woke up one day and just didn't smoke. Didn't even think about it. And we thank God for stuff like that. We thank God for stuff like that. And we thank God for stuff like that because that is what Jesus will do. He'll have you waking up one day, not even thinking about the issue you didn't want to think about to begin with. So there's that. I no longer did whatever job I used to do way back then. I don't even know. I have a completely different job in a completely different field. It is a traditional 9 to 5, but the way my workload is so light. I barely work, people. I barely work. And that used to bother me, but now it doesn't bother me so much. I actually kind of enjoy it because I've been able to do so much personal stuff while I'm at work. It's kind of crazy. Such as filing bankruptcy. I'm putting all my business out there. Yes, I filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy pro se, meaning by myself, because trying to find a lawyer to do it was too much. They wanted thousands of dollars. I ain't got thousands of dollars. This little job I'm working, it don't pay me thousands of dollars. Okay. Secondly, the debt, because when I used to have the job that paid me thousands of dollars, I had a lot of credit cards, a lot of credit card debt. And even though I paid it down when I transitioned away from that job, I didn't have the income to sustain said debt. And I actually maxed out all my credit cards to keep living. So there's that. But you know what? We filed back in August and just got our discharge this month in November. So yeah, there's that. And after like going through it, it wasn't as bad as it first felt starting out in the beginning. I will say that. It was definitely a lot. It was definitely a lot. But the truth is it can be done. And I didn't even have to pay the courts for it. I got a fee waiver. So I want to figure out how to help the people that want to do this do it by themselves and feel confident in doing it by themselves without having to pay or freak out. They could just do it. And so now I'm in the midst of trying to get rid of my student loans. I just learned today there's absolutely zero way to get rid. Well, there's not zero ways to get rid of tax debt. Like income tax debt to the state or to the IRS. There is a rule called the 3-2-240 rule, but mine's didn't qualify. But you know, that's the kind of stuff that people don't know. They don't teach you this stuff. So I want to put the information together for the people. It's just a matter of making it easy to where anybody and everybody can understand it and digest it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And that may be like a come along with me type deal. I have no idea. I have no idea, people. But anyway, what I was saying is I am in the process of trying to get rid of my student loan debt because bankruptcy discharge does not automatically get rid of your student loans. You have to actually sue the Department of Education and prove the undue hardship it would be. It's called the Brunner's test or Brunner's test, however you pronounce that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And so I'm in the midst of that, but it's still an option. Like you can actually pursue this. And I want to let the people know because they don't tell us anything. My God. And then where I work, there's actually a whole kit and caboodle of information that nobody knows. It's amazing how much I come across that I never knew because they don't teach these things and the general public doesn't know, but somebody's got to tell them. So there's that. Also, I've been going to Free Ministries. They're on Facebook. Look them up. Free Ministries in North Carolina. That is the name of my church. I love them so bad. And they really focus on the gospel, the new covenant of Jesus and the freedom that he bought for us so that we don't have to feel like we're poop. We're in the poop shoot of poop, whatever, new phrase, that we're in the pits of hell. We don't have to live thinking that. We don't have to run around with shame and guilt and all this stuff, all that jazz. Like for real, as sinful as we are so precious and loved in God's eyes. He actually cares about everything we desire, regardless of how much we mess up. And that revelation has been such a relief. Like I was talking to my friend earlier this morning about it because like being loved, truly loved, no matter how much of an F up you may or may not be, like truly being loved and God not thinking about what you just did wrong 2 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago. He don't even be thinking about it. He don't care. And like religion will tell you he cares a lot. But Jesus and the Bible will tell you more. He's thinking about how much he loves you. And he's just trying to help you. He's trying to help me, bro. And he be doing it. He helped me get this bankruptcy taken care of. My God. So yeah, we got to tell the people. We got to tell the people. And so now I just want to, ultimately I want to be here for my kids. My youngest daughter is 7. She just turned 7. She's in 1st grade. And she repeatedly keeps asking me to pick her up from school and to take her from school. She doesn't want to ride the bus. She has to ride the bus because of my work hours. And I don't know, like, I'm not tied to this traditional job. I'm just doing it because it gives me a traditional paycheck. But if I had the freedom and time, sure, I'll go pick the kid up. So that's what we're trying to do, okay? And I don't know how we're going to accomplish it, but I hit the record on this button on this phone, and I'm going to upload this video, and we just going to start there. That's all we got. And you know, that's real cute. That's real simple because God says, what do you have? Okay. In the Bible, he used what them people had. Because David, he had a rock and a slingshot. Ain't nobody think that he was going to take out Goliath. They thought he was insane, telling him to go back where you came from. What you think you about to do out here? And homie was like, yo, I've been murking bears, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. That's not actually in the Bible. But he was murking lions, bears, all the things. Maybe it was in the Bible, just not the tiger. But he was saving his sheep with his bare hands, okay? And he was like, I got this rock and this slingshot. I'm going to take Goliath out. And what did he do? He took that giant out. Because what do you have? All right. When it was like the 5,000 men plus the women and the children. So we don't even know how many it was with Jesus. and the apostles. And they were like, hey, Jesus, send these people back to the city because they need to eat. It ain't nothing out here. We in the middle of nowhere. People is hungry and we don't have no food. But Jesus said, what do you have? They had 2 fish, and it wasn't even big fish. These were little cheap fish for the broke people, the broke fishes. What they were able to afford, 2 little fish and 5 loaves of bread. And he fed how many? Because what do you have? And then was it Elijah or Elisha? I always forget, but maybe it's Elijah. Went to the lady who, it was during a famine. And what was it? She was about to get something with some sticks to feed her son. And she was going to make a little cake or something to feed her son. And then they were going to die because they ain't have nothing. They ain't have nothing else. She was like, we about to eat this and die because that's all we got. And so Elijah was like, give it to me. Now, can you imagine, you know you about to die. You got your last little bit of last and somebody else asks for it. Baby, I don't know what I would do, but you know what she did? She gave it to him. And you know what he did? He said, bless your mofo house, okay? Her jars of oil and some other stuff. I'm getting my Bible stories mixed up. But you know what? The point is, her ish never ran out. It never ran out because God says, use what you have. She had that jar of oil or whatever. I think that was that lady. And it never ran out. For however long the famine lasts, she would pour that sucker and it would never be empty. Okay? Just like with the loaves and the fish, with the people, the crowd, they brought back 12 baskets of fragments of fish and bread. Them 2 little fish and them little breads, it never ran out. Because what do you have? I feel like I'm missing something. There's another one. But for real, y'all, like God shows over and over again, and even Jesus showed over and over again, that what you have is more than enough for God to do, because it's all about your heart posture. You don't have to know what the heck is on the other side, okay? Moses and the Red Sea. It was Moses, right? Moses and the Red Sea. When he took all them freaking Israelites out of Egypt and they got up to the sea, and all them people looking at the sea, and they're like, okay, there's nowhere to go. But God said, what do you have? Moses had the faith. He told Moses, raise that thing up, that staff. He said, raise that thing up. And Moses did it. And what happened? The sea parted and they walked across. They walked across on dry land. Did they know that was going to happen? No. But what did they have to do? They just had to go there. So the point is, I don't know what I'm doing, but I ain't got to know what I'm doing, right? Because God knows what he has for me. And that's all we need to know. By the way, I've recently started getting my nails done. This is like a dark navy. Y'all, I hit the wrong button. I'm so offended. But I showed my nails. This is like a dark purple. And you can't even tell. And I can't even put them side by side for you to tell the different colors. Just trust me. Purple, blue. But what do you have, okay? I know I have my imagination and a desire to create. And I have YouTube. And I have a laptop. And I have Wi-Fi. And I have internet. And I have this phone that I was about to replace. It is a Samsung S20 Ultra. I really want the S25. But right now, we don't have S25 Ultra money. So we're going to use our S20 Ultra, okay? Because when I do the research, baby, it's just as good. The only thing that's different between this and the S25 is battery and freaking camera, okay? And my camera could use a little work, but I'm pretty sure it's just the settings. I've been pressing buttons and stuff, and I don't know what settings I have it on. Somebody help me. Tell me how to fix it. And I don't know if anybody's here from older videos, but I did end up finishing reading the Bible. I actually finished that earlier this year. And It was a ride. Let me tell you, it was a ride, but it was so worth it. And even in Revelations was actually so freaking beautiful to me. And it gave me so much hope, which is such a stark difference from back in my religious days when we studied Revelations. And that ish gave me nightmares. I was convinced I was going to be dead. Every thunderstorm that I grew up hearing that was like, with that loud thunder, I knew that was it. It was Armageddon. It was Revelations. I'm about to die because I'm a sinful heathen. But again, knowing Jesus and this new covenant that we live under, the covenant of grace, Revelations is now beautiful. Even the Old Testament is beautiful. So yeah, there's that. Well, I guess that's it. I don't think this will be an edited video because we don't have that skill set yet. So if you made it to the end of this, God bless you. And I guess we'll see what happens next. All right. Bye.